Before we start this video, I just want to say everything I say in this video is my opinion, and you can agree or disagree, and you can have an opinion, and that's completely. All-Star Tower Defense X. What do I think of it? Well, personally, I think it's a good game. Yeah. Honestly, could it be better? 100%. Every game can be better. Every tower defense, every simulator, everything can be better, obviously. You know, no game is completely perfect. Not everybody likes it. Some people might, some people don't. But, yeah. So, next we're going to get into some stuff that I like and some stuff that I might not like as much. First of all, we have the UI. Personally, I've played lots of tower defense games, and, you know, their UIs can differ, you know, but they all have this sort of same, you know, units and stuff down here, currency maybe. But I do really like the UI for this game. I think they made it really nice, you know, all the different UI features, you know, when you hover over, got all this stuff down here, you got all these units. I think it's pretty cool and whatnot. So yeah. Next, I'm going to talk about summoning. Now, summoning, it's still the, you know, about the same. You know, obviously you have the 5-star, all the worst units, whatnot. I like how you can click on them, kind of see what they look like. I think that's pretty cool. It's the same, you know, 450 gems gives you 10, and 1 is whatnot. The index, I think it's pretty cool. I think there's some missed opportunity with, like, I feel like you should be able to maybe hover over it and tell you, like, the base, nothing, no level, no evolution, etc. stats. I think that would be pretty nice. But obviously, you know, the game can only do so much. I think the animation's pretty cool. I like this. This is pretty cool. Info, you know, you can rotate. I think it's pretty cool. You know, you have the damage over here. I find that pretty cool, you know. One of the best things I think about summoning that I like is how they have a pity. So, you know, if you're just really unlucky, after 100, you'll get whatever you want. So, like, this one I have 9 more. So, once it's a unit that I really like, I'll just do a 10 summon, and I'll automatically get the unit, which definitely makes everything better. Also, I do like the fact they have 2 different banners, you know, more opportunity to get different units, which, if you guys ever played All-Star Tower Defense, was a very big thing. They had gold banners, X, Y, Z. I think they also had, like, some secret banner where you could get all sorts of different, like, 7 stars, 6 stars, etc. Very cool that they kept a little bit of that. To be fair, this game did just come out, but I'm hoping that they will listen to the community maybe, and, you know, release a couple more banners. Gold banner, if you guys didn't know what that was, basically use gems, and it was units that would sell for a lot of gold, or like units you could use to like use for XP, and it was really nice. Actually, I think you might have used gold to do it. I don't remember how it worked, but honestly, summoning's pretty good. I think, you know, there's stuff that they can improve on. But honestly, overall, I think the summoning's really good. Next, we have, you know, the units. Now, I like all the units. They're all cool, you know. I like the, you know, all the models look really good, in my opinion. You know, right now the highest you can get is a 5-star, and that's my next thing. With 5 stars, obviously there's no 6 stars, so you just ascend. Which, you know, I like the idea. I think it's good, you know, but you have to use, like, a lot of materials, which kind of sucks. But honestly, like, you get more upgrades, some more damage, you know, whatnot. But honestly, I think that they should have I think they should keep ascends, but I think they should change how it works. Obviously, they can't right now because they don't have any 6 stars. But once they have 6 stars, I think they could keep Ascend, but then also add, obviously, Evolve. Because, obviously, you're going to want to evolve into, like, 6 stars, you know, etc. So, obviously, I think that's a feature that they'll probably add anyways. Other than that, I think it's good. I mean, they, like, evolving doesn't change. Some of the character models really don't change very much if you evolve them, which I think they can definitely improve on. Let's try to find a good example. I don't really know what characters evolve. I mean, obviously, they still do, but, like, back in the game, and, like, it keeps most of the same, it doesn't change as much as you would think. Back in the old game, like, it would take a lot of materials, but, like, it would change a lot. Like, the damage would be way higher, all the stats would be crazy, the character model will change a lot. I mean, a lot of the character models do change quite a bit, but, like, it doesn't change as much as you might want, which, I mean, what can you really do about that? Like, you're doing it for damage. You're not evolving I mean, some people might, but most people aren't going, most people are not going to evolve a unit just because they look cool. Like, I'm not gonna spend all these materials just because this guy looks cool. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to evolve him because he does a lot of damage and he's good. So, I think the whole unit, evolve, ascension, it could do some work, but, it's good overall, honestly. Next, we're going to talk about kind of all the, I wouldn't say pay to win, but a little bit pay to win, like traits, and stuff like that. So, in the shop, the shop, where's the shop? Okay. The shop, it's nothing too good. Max game speed, that's pretty overpowered, but it just makes it go faster. The bundles are very expensive. They're a little overpowered. I mean, you get a bunch of gems, a bunch of stats, whatnot. But I guess if you're spending money, then, like, capsules, I like because, they don't give you any, at least from what I've seen, they don't give you any advantage. There's skins, which I like. Game passes, really, there's nothing too good. Like, obviously, technically every game pass is pay to win in a way, but the game passes overall are actually pretty calm and not that crazy. No, not this place. It's over here. But the next thing we're about to talk about is something that not a lot of people are liking about this game, which is trait rerolls. Yeah, honestly, trait rerolls, they're the same in every game. You pay massive amounts of money or grind for hours to days just to hope to get that overly overpowered little all-star or unique or whatnot, whatever game you're playing. Which I think if they took away the thing to pay to win, would make some people mad that are like rich, but overall I think it would make people way happier because you don't have the option for people to be better than you just because they paid more money. Like, if someone gets it because they're just genuinely lucky, but they grinded for those, then, like, whatever. Like, you might be mad that they got it instead of you, but, like, you can respect them because they actually grinded and, didn't just buy 180 trait rerolls. But then again, the game's trying to make money and whatnot, so you gotta respect it. But honestly, I think the trait rerolls, they're still a cool addition. It makes the game more, like, strategy, I guess, a little bit. But honestly, I think it could be something that could be removed, honestly. But it really just depends. But, yeah. Next, we're going to talk about, like, all the maps in the, I guess, sort of, like, how they really work. Honestly, no, what the heck. Honestly, I like most of the maps. They're cool. They have all these different arcs. I like the UI, all the different characters. I think it's pretty cool. Oh my gosh. Okay. The maps, they're okay. They obviously could be better. They're not super crazy high detail. Craziness. But, like, they don't need to be, you don't need the most crazy spent a week map. You know what I mean? as long as it works, it's cool enough. Like, I think, yeah. Next, this is a big topic. People are angry about how they had to lose all the progress from All-Star, and all you really got was a couple skins and a couple mounts and a title. Now, I think people are overreacting a lot. Like, you know what? You should expect that. Like, it's a new game. You shouldn't expect the developers to let you keep stuff. Like, that's just dumb. Like, you shouldn't just expect that. It's a new game. Obviously, it's by the same people. And you might argue that, like, the game was up for years. People spent years and years playing, grinding, and then just for it to all get erased in a new game. Like, that's a fair point to argue, but you have to expect that. Not every game is going to stay like that forever. And if they do make a new game, they're not going to give you all your stuff back. Because for the new people that are just starting to play All-Star Tower Defense X, like, it's not fair to them when people have played All-Star Tower Defense for years and just have these overpowered units and can just beat the entire game in like 2 seconds. It's just not really fair, honestly. That is about all I have to say today. There's obviously so much more I can cover. This game is crazy and awesome, but I think that's just some of the main points. And obviously, like I said at the start of the video, I doubt anyone will actually watch this entire thing. But honestly, like I said, it's my opinion. The game always could be better, like every game. And I think there's some really good stuff and some stuff that could definitely be changed. But you just have to adapt. And if you actually like the game, you're not gonna care if it's good or not. You're just gonna play it because you actually like the game. But that's all for me. Obviously, this was my opinion, and I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did watch this far, thank you so much. And yeah, bye guys.